Good morning, everybody. It is February 21st, I believe. It's a little bit after 8 o'clock in the morning, and it is 60 degrees already. 60 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Mine was decent. Got out the house last night for the first time in a while by myself. Just a couple hours. Went to go see a movie. What was the name of that movie? Uncharted. Very good movie. Very good movie. Usually when I watch movies, I can pretty much tell what's going to happen. This one I couldn't predict. As a matter of fact, I didn't even try. I just enjoyed being on the outside, in the movie theater. Wasn't a lot of people there, which is good, which I always like that anyway. So today, I want to talk about some more Black history. And I was looking up some information on Manhattan because I heard that Manhattan was predominantly Black at one point. I couldn't find, I've read that some years ago. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I want to talk about something else. I found something else. Black Wall Street. Have you guys heard of Black Wall Street? I used to live in Arkansas for some years, and my job would take us to Tulsa, Oklahoma, for our company Christmas parties, which was elaborate, just really, really super nice. What I didn't know was that there was a section in Tulsa called Greenwood that was considered Black Wall Street. This town, of course, segregation going on, so across the tracks you had your Black communities. And this morning I was really trying to think about how I was going to approach this subject because it's a lot. It's quite a bit that happened. I will say, let me start with this. So, Tulsa, if you don't know, oil had I don't know if it still does, I didn't do any research about that, but had a lot of oil, and that's the reason why so many people came to Tulsa, is because of the oil. They can make money, just like, the California gold rush, when everyone was going to California because of gold. So same thing with the oil. So a lot of Black, people, all races basically, they went to Tulsa to try to make some money. So because of segregation, the Blacks, they developed a town called Greenwood. Self-sustaining, you guys. Self-sustaining. Do you hear me? In the is it over 100 years ago? Over 100 years ago. Movie theaters. What are squirrels? Can you see the squirrel up there? Movie theaters, banks, insurance companies, hair salons, restaurants, anything you can think of in a town, they had. Schools, hospital, a library, all of that. They had it. And then one day, and I can't think of the young man's name, high school Black boy, went in the elevator at Drexel Pharmacy, going up in the elevator, this white girl, she was the elevator operator. So the story, I'll say this. So the story, no one really knows, even the people who live there really do not know exactly what happened. But I think I know you guys know where I'm going with this. So the young man, so they say, don't really know exactly what happened. He must have tripped, going out of the elevator, getting out of the elevator, spit it out, and he must have accidentally touched her. So back in the day, anytime a Black man, Black boy made eye contact with a white person, white woman, what was going to go down? track of time. So what does any black person, I'm gonna just say person, what would any black person do if they knew they were gonna get in trouble? What do? They run. So this young man, because she screamed rape, he ran to Greenwood, home, where his people was. So they came a-looking. They came looking for these young men. And this happened May 31st, 1921, 101 years ago. Well, it may be 101 years ago. What took place on that day to June, I forgot the end date, to June, was what they call a massacre. A massacre. Do you hear me? A massacre. We don't have massacres now. We have riots. You know, they wanna downplay it and say that was more like a riot. It was a massacre. All the businesses in the Greenwood district were destroyed. Curtains were put on fire so the homes would burn up. They shot into businesses, they shot into homes. Can you imagine? And I'm pretty sure maybe you all, someone have experienced this, that waking up to gunshots. Not just gunshots, but gunshots in your home. They had helicopters to fly over Greenwood and deposit, you know how we have like crops, you know, the water to come out of the airplanes to water the crops. They had formaldehyde. I had to look up exactly what it was, but they had stuff to drop down on the community. It got so bad to the point where the governor called martial law. The National Guard came. The sheriff, mayor, whoever was in Tulsa, they deputized men who were the ones who were actually creating havoc in town. They deputized them, so they just gave them a license to lynch. Oh, matter of fact, that was a headline. That day on May 31st, that was a headline that there was going to be a lynching in the newspaper. So when they were deputized, these men were deputized, that just gave them a badge. Gave them a badge to take all these people. Boys, girls, men, women. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. So what happened was they came to a convention center. They rounded them up, took them to a convention center. Some of them were so they won't get killed. But I will say that the Red Cross did come to the rescue, you know, and tried to help them and stayed longer than any one of the black people thought that they would. So they did help them. There's so much to this story. There's so much to the story. And there's also, at least this last year, 2021, there was a woman who was interviewed that her grandfather, no, I think she was actually there. She was actually there. But anyway, there's a lot of family members who, their grandfather, their uncle, family members who had businesses there, and the family members told the stories of what happened. Now there are people who still live in Greenwood that they're trying to build up. It's really still having a hard time of building up because of getting the permits. Now the mayor did say that he felt that this information should be shared in the history books because it could happen again. Say what? It could happen again? Really? But he's right. He's right. So I will be researching a little bit more about this. I might talk about oh, dude, this little boy is shooting squirrels with a BB gun. So I will do more research. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually be talking about it, but I'm going to do more research on it, and I'm going to put the links, a couple of links down below too, where I found my information. And I'm going to try to find the link where this man, he was a teenager when all this happened, giving his account of what happened. All right, that's my little history lesson in Black history today. I hope you enjoyed it. Whew. Black Wall Street. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Black Wall Street. Oh, one of the granddaughters said, she goes, I could have been an heir. She said, I could have been an heir because I had so many businesses that were doing very well. Very well. And, amazing. Just amazing. All right, you guys. I'm going to stop. I'm going to pause. I'm going to go in the house and regroup. And then I regroup myself, get some water to drink, and then I'm going to press play. I hope you do the same. Talk to you guys later.